Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making Agedashi Tofu. To start this dish, we need to press out the moisture from 1 block of firm tofu. I'm using a tofu press. I know not everyone has them, so to press your tofu, if you don't have this, put your tofu between 2 plates with some paper towel and a little weight on top. While that's pressing, we can work on our broth. I recently found these dashi packets to make dashi broth with, but you can also use dashi bouillon. To make this broth, you need 2 cups of water, add in the sachet, bring this up to a boil, lower to a simmer, swishing this around a little bit, and letting that cook for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you can pull out your little sachet, pressing out as much of that good flavor as possible. Now this is far more broth than we need, but save the rest of that to make a nice little miso soup. So in the same pot, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of our now made dashi stock. We're going to add in a tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of mirin, along with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're going to bring that up to a boil or to a simmer and let that cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we can shut off the heat and set that aside until we're ready to use it. We're also going to need a little bonito flake for garnish, as well as some daikon radish, ginger, and scallion. These are all garnishes. We're going to grate up about 2 teaspoons of daikon radish, just using a microplane, 2 teaspoons of ginger as well, setting these aside in bowls. And we're going to chop up our scallion on the bias so it looks pretty into thin little strips. Now our tofu is done pressing, we can take that out, and we're going to cut this into 6 little squares. Now Agedashi tofu is usually served as an appetizer, so I think 3 pieces per serving is perfect. On the stove, you should be heating up about 4 cups of neutral oil to 350 degrees. Now to cook our tofu, we're going to dust this in a little cornstarch. You want to do this right before you fry it. You don't want it to sit. You want to dust it and put it immediately into the oil because you don't want this to get gummy. So we're going to dust and shake off any of the excess, putting this into our oil. And we're only going to fry this for 3 to 4 minutes. To plate, we're going to add 1/2 of our sauce into a bowl, saving the other 1/2 for the second serving, and we're going to add in 3 blocks of our now beautifully fried and golden tofu. We're going to top with a little of our grated daikon, a little of our grated ginger, if I can get it to stay on top of our tofu, sprinkling with a little scallion, and topping with our bonito flakes. And these are so lovely because they dance as you top your tofu, adding a little more scallion, radish, and ginger on top so people know what they're eating. And this is looking absolutely gorgeous. Now let's go ahead and give this a taste. If I were not filming, I would shove this whole thing in my mouth, but let's have a little decorum here. So cutting this with my chopsticks, and this is looking lovely. The outside is crispy, the inside is creamy, the broth itself is smoky, sweet, and salty. The radish adds a little spiciness, the ginger also adds spiciness, but a ton of flavor, and the bonito flakes add another layer of smokiness, and this is absolutely delicious. But there it is, Agedashi Tofu. I hope you all try to make this in your home. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you again, and until next time, happy cooking.